Guys, what's up? It's Justin Marc. Right now I'm with
Nick Dora.
And in this 3-part video series, we're going to talk about approach anxiety, also known as social anxiety. So right now I'm just having a party in my penthouse, and there's a lot of people here. Imagine walking into an environment. There's people you don't know. There is people you've never met before. How do you become the man who is charismatic, social, and doesn't have that anxiety mentally holding him back and making him feel intimidated? So in this 3-part series, in part 1, 2, and 3, we're going to be talking about how to overcome approach anxiety. So when you walk into your environment, if you see a cute girl you want to talk to, you can go talk to her. If you see people you want to be friends with, you can talk to them, and you can overcome this approach anxiety or social anxiety.
Exactly. So no matter where you are, you'll learn the skills to essentially integrate yourself into any social circle, in any environment, and cultivate social clout points, if you will, so that, no matter where you are, you can thrive in any social circle, any environment. You're versatile, and you can effortlessly be the center of attention.
So sit back, make sure to watch part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this 3-part video series, and let's jump straight into it. All right, guys, welcome back. Part 3 of the 3-part approach anxiety series. We're going to be talking about how to actually use this momentum, this social momentum you've built for other interactions. You want to talk a little bit about that, Nicholas?
So let's say you're in a club environment, okay, and you've been building momentum, you've been opening different sets, and you've created a bit of social status amongst the club goers. Now you can use this momentum and introduce sets to each other who are separate, who came, in different groups of people, and you become this social connector. So you use this momentum to bring different groups of people together and introduce people who then become friends. And this allows you to be seen as an even higher value guy.
It's actually funny because while this is happening, I'm with Nick right now. We met outside a club 7-8 years ago. Nick's with his girlfriend Natalie that he met through our mutual friend. I'm with a girl from Bumble who I'm kind of dating, with my realtor that I met 5 years ago, with a buddy Adrian that I met at a party, with a buddy Max that my roommate Alfredo went to high school with. It's all about creating these social circle environments, right? And bringing people together and having that status. But when we're talking about specifically is doing this in the day, in the moment, in field, when you're meeting new people, you can still do the exact same thing. Bringing people together, approaching people, merging interactions together. Let's say you're at the club, you meet a cute girl, and you meet another cute girl. You can kind of merge them together. Now you're this cool social connector guy. What's even crazier, right? Imagine you meet this cute, let's say you meet a girl named Stacy, you meet another girl named Victoria, and you mix up Stacy and Victoria together, and you tell Stacy, hey, this is Victoria, I've known her for years. You tell Victoria, hey, this is Stacy, I've known her for years. All of a sudden, both these girls perceive you to be a high value guy because now you know hot girls, even though you just met them. And it's crazy how that works because now you're this cool connector guy who knows all the hot girls, and it makes women almost competitive over you. So all of a sudden you go from being this socially awkward guy with crippling approach anxiety to now being this cool social party connector man.
And people are naturally very introverted and stay to what they know, okay? They stay in their shell and they stay with their group of people. So if you can be a guy who steps out of that, social box that most people are confined in and actually be somebody that bridges the gaps between social groups, then you're seen as an incredibly high value guy, a bit of an anomaly of a person, because nobody has the balls to do that. So if you can learn that skill set, people will see you almost like a social god. They will naturally want to gravitate towards you like fucking flies towards honey. You become this source of good emotions and, new people, interactions, social events, and people will always want to hang around you.
Side note, we actually teach this stuff in field, in person, in Toronto. So you can slide in my DM, slide in Nick's DM. It's Nick Dora on Instagram or Drunk Justin 2. Slide in our DMs, message us. And we actually teach this in field, in person. Now, you want to learn to always be closing.
A, B, C. A, always, B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Whether that means getting her Instagram instead of just letting her go away home by herself, or pushing the interaction forward in a respectful way, maybe towards intimacy or towards a date or something. You always want to be closing, trying to push it further and better and a more stable long-term interaction instead of just building these relationships and letting them fade away, pushing them and building some sort of relationship dynamic for the long term.
So we always want to leave on a good note. Naturally, humans are scared of rejection, okay? So in an interaction, it might be so easy to just keep it going, and there's laughs and there's, banter, and you guys have commonalities, and just to let her go and leave on a good note so that forever her perception of you will be positive and you don't risk rejection and, showing intent and actually showing that you're a man who is sexually interested in her. You don't want to risk that. You just want to keep things nice and easy going and don't push the boundaries, so to speak. But, in order to get to the next level with this, you've got to always be closing. Again, in a respectful, consensual way, you kind of have to see if you can bring the interaction to your ultimate intent, which is to meet a possible intimate partner, girlfriend, whatever you're interested in, and not pussy out and just keep it a nice, friendly interaction. Because the point of this is sure to improve your social skills, but you actually want to get results too. You don't want to just be the social guy. You also want to be, the player, the guy who can actually find a girlfriend, the guy who has options.
Now, you want to push these interactions to the bitter end, but you also want to use statements of empathy. Make people feel comfortable, respected around you. Use statements of empathy. Do you want to explain statements of empathy a little bit, Nicholas?
So it's kind of acknowledging that the situation is unconventional, a little weird. So even instead, I might say something like, sorry, I know this is really weird, or I know it's really random, sorry, or I'm kind of awkward, I know I don't want to make you uncomfortable at all. These kind of let the girl know that you're not completely oblivious to the fact that this is kind of awkward and it's just not natural in everyday society. And it lets her know that you're a normal guy who's relatively mentally stable and not like serial killer or somebody who just got out of jail. And you understand social cues at a deep level, and you want to make sure she's comfortable and you care about her well-being.
So essentially, you follow the advice in part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this 3-part video series. You're going to destroy your approach anxiety, be social, be this charismatic guy, and meet tons of beautiful women. So me and Nick are going to get back to this party right now, but make sure to watch part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this 3-part video series. Change your life forever. Guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Justin Marc, international dating coach and relationship expert. Right now, I'm joined with Nick Dora.
Thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked the video.
And guys, you can go check out Nick Dora at Nick Dora Seduction. Just YouTube search Nick Dora or Nick Dora Seduction. And you can also follow us both on Instagram, DrunkJustin2 or
Nick
Nick
Dora.
It's Nick Dora on Instagram. And if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. Click the bell notification so you're notified of new videos. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you watch part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this 3-part video series. Make sure to watch all 3 parts of this 3-part video series. If you change your life, and if you learn how to overcome your approach anxiety and overcome these mental blockages that stop you from being your best self, your life will change forever.
Go out, take action, stop watching videos. Thanks for watching.